What's going on, guys? All right, so just wanted to take a minute to talk about some changes that are going to be happening here at the channel, here at Slowly Read. Um, Still doing book reviews and whatnot, but I do have some changes just as far as equipment. Like when I first started this thing, I had just a really cheap prepaid cell phone, and that's how I did everything off of that phone. And just we gotten some new arrivals to the studio, so we'll just talk about it a little bit. Got some new books that we'll talk about. We'll add to that TBR pile that is just getting out of control, as well as just some changes to the content that I put out on the channel. So we'll just get into it with the books first, because I know that's usually what everybody really wants to check out. So the first book to the edition is actually the book I'm reading right now. Bam! The Blackhawks by David Ragg. This was published last year. Didn't know much about this book when I grabbed it. It was actually in like I think I bought another book, and this was kind of like in a suggested thing. And I liked the cover art. You know what I mean? I kind of read the little summary, and it seemed like something I would enjoy, so I got it. And I gotta say, at first I was having a little trouble, but man, I'm almost halfway through it, and I will say, like, the further and further I get in this book, the more and more I'm really digging it. I love this book so far. So check the probably be reviewing this next week, hopefully Wednesday. If not, it'll be next weekend, but keep an eye out for that. Next up, the next three by the same author. So I went out and I got, bam, One Word Kill by Mark Lawrence. I don't know much about this series. I know it's a trilogy. I know it's by Mark Lawrence, who I love. I'm not sure if it's actually like a sci-fi or an urban fantasy, or maybe a mixture of both. Not exactly sure what I'm about to embark on. I know that these all are pretty small books, so they're all going to be fairly quick reads. Something I definitely wanted to do on this channel. So yeah, this is book one. And then, bam, Libby Did Wish. Like I said, we're just the second book. I think this is the second book in the trilogy, so going to be looking and getting into that. I don't know if I'll be doing these back to back or not. I'm contemplating it, but I'm not sure. I might just kind of stagger them in with other books I'm reading. Bam, last one, Dispel Illusion. I really dig these kind of like digital computerized kind of fonts or whatever on the cover. It's simple but cool. Right on. So yeah, like I said, guys, I'm not sure when I'm cracking into this, but it's probably going to be soon, and I don't know if it'll be back to back, but I'm going to be covering the whole series. Next, by Rob J. Hayes. Boom. Never Die. This is kind of like another one that the cover obviously grabbed me. It seemed pretty cool. I always loved like samurai movies and stuff like that, so the cover really grabbed me. The summary kind of grabbed me. From what I understand, it's kind of like a fast-paced, very action-packed book. So yeah, I'm actually really excited to getting into this. I actually was about to start reading this instead of Blackhawks, but I'm currently reading A Girl in the Stars, and I just don't want to get too many female main characters going in my head, because I want to be able to decipher and discern the difference, these books apart from one another. So that'll be coming up soon. Next I got The Bitter Harvest by Oliver Phipps, I think. Yes, Oliver Phipps. So this is just kind of a random find I found on Amazon. I was kind of researching and trying to look up fantasy that had like Native American or just like native culture or themes, folklore, whatnot. This is a really short book, so I'll probably be getting into this fairly soon. Don't know a whole lot about it, except for I believe it's got like a tribe, and their people are slowly disappearing. There's like the big bad scary thing out there in the woods that they're gonna have to deal with. Next is The Testament of Tall Eagle. And this is by John R. Foltz. And so I know that the covers look kind of similar, but these are two different authors, two different books. Once again, I was just kind of looking for stuff that had like Native American themes and whatnot. Not sure exactly what this one's about, but another book that's not too big, so it's definitely something I'm gonna crack into. You know what I mean? This is not intimidating at all. I can knock this thing out pretty quick, especially now that I'm reading all the time, and my reading speed has gone up quite a bit. So, last but not least, The Gray Bastards. This is by Jonathan French. From what I understand about this book, it's kind of like a fantasy version of The Sons of Anarchy, from what I understand. It sounds really, really cool. I'm probably going to be getting into this maybe right after the Blackhawks. I'm not sure, but soon. This is going to be something that's going to be popping up pretty soon. So keep an eye out for that. So yeah, man, that's the new pile of books I got going. As far as the evolution of the channel, like I said, man, I started this thing on just a real simple smartphone. So now I have actually like a legit phone I'm running, courtesy of the Ogle Corporation. As well as I got some new lighting that I'm really trying to figure out and keep the glare down, or you know what I mean, just put it in the right spot, I guess, so I can maximize this production value. And also, last but not least, I mean, I got a mic, an actual mic for recording all this crap that I say, because on the last video, I think that the audio just didn't sound right to me, and sometimes I slur and just, you know, I'm lazy with my speech. So I wanted to pick something up that might help me sound a little bit more clear, but I also am going to try to make a little bit better conscious effort to pronounce my words and talk better. Not just be out here like, so yeah. Anyway, and so yeah, that's the new additions as far as equipment and whatnot that I got going. I'm really excited about that. It's cool that I can make maybe this and look better and sound better. And last thing I want to talk about is changing of the reviews, the way I do reviews on the channel. I'm gonna change that up some. I mean, I've kind of had a little formula going where I touch on like the narrative, then go into this like campy what it gots, and then into, you know, the good, the bad, the ugly, or me just kind of going into what I like, didn't like, and what I think will be a struggle for slow and struggling readers. But I'm going to change that up some. I'm really just going to look into still keeping it spoiler free, touching on, you know, narrative, but I'm going to try to kind of touch on things as they go. Individual reads will have individual things I might touch on in the review. I want to kind of mix it up a little bit so it doesn't become so, you know, monotonous, the same thing over and over again. It becomes a little less fun to record, and I'm sure it becomes even more, you know, less entertaining. So in the spirit of keeping things spicy, we're going to mix it up. And I hope that I can actually kind of maybe, you know, divulge more about how I feel about these books, or, you know, have a time to talk about, you know, little things here and there more, which I think might spark up more discussion between anybody following the channel, because I'm always here trying to get some kind of discussion started, what, you know, whether it's a little one or a long one. I definitely, like, I started this thing so I could talk about these books, you know. So right on, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging in there. We're just gonna keep trying to make this thing a little bit bigger, a little bit better, you know, as I go along. And I just, you know, I really appreciate the support. This has not exactly been easy, but it's been a lot of fun. Sometimes it's stressful, but I'm enjoying this booktube experience, I guess, so far. Hopefully the more people follow me, you've been enjoying what I've been dropping, and hopefully the changes that I make will make it just that much more enjoyable. If not, feel free to put the thumbs down or some shitty comments or whatever you got to do. I'll listen to the feedback, man. I really do. So anyway, thanks a lot, guys.